What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna be working on the V6 MR2. We're gonna be test fitting a roll bar into the car. I wanna install this for a couple of reasons. One is that obviously it's a safety item, and you know, with the way that this car is going, that's gonna be a priority. And the other reason is some organizations will require it. Now, each place is different. So I made sure to read up on the rules for the particular organizations that I'll be running with. So I got something that should fit the bill for the next couple of years. What I bought was this Autopower bolt-in roll bar. I've read some stuff online about this, and a lot of people said the fitment was pretty good. One thing to note is that this does not come painted. We're not gonna paint it in this video. Essentially, it's just gonna be test fitted. I was thinking of rattle canning it, or that was my initial plan at least, but I've been thinking that I may end up just getting it powder coated. We're gonna see. In addition to the bar, these came with some base plates to help spread out the load. These go on the floor pan, and then these will go on the firewall. I believe it was Grassroots Motorsports. They did a write-up on installing this particular part, and if I recall correctly, they had to notch out the base plate for the firewall. So that may be something I have to do as well. If anyone wants to see that write-up, I'll link to it in the description down below. And then of course it comes with the hardware to bolt it in place. So should be pretty straightforward in theory. Something to know is that this car does not have a full interior, which is gonna make it easy. Because if we were doing it in like this MR2, for example, it would be a lot more work because obviously I'd have to take out the carpets, the seats. I'm assuming there's some other trim and whatnot that I'd have to take out. I went ahead and removed the T-tops to give myself more working room. Then I went ahead and removed the seats. I have a partial interior, so there really wasn't too much to take out at this point. Both seats are out of the car, so I think at this point the roll bar should just slide in. It is heavy. I think it has to be like 40, 50 pounds, and it's just really big and clunky. My car is a T-top, which I think is gonna help me, but if I was putting this in the hardtop over there, I think it'd be a lot more cumbersome. Getting it into the car was surprisingly easy. I just had to make sure to take my time so I didn't accidentally like nick any wires or cables or just anything like that. At this point, I realized that the trim right below the window was actually in the way, so I decided to remove it. It's held in place by 2 screws. There's one on each side, and after that's removed, it's held in by some like body pins, so you just have to pull it up a little bit and it'll come on out. The bar is in, and fitment's actually surprisingly good. When it comes to these types of things, it's pretty normal that you kind of have to massage it a little bit, but no, it just kind of lined right up. This didn't come with instructions, so I lined it up just kind of what instinctively it seemed like it would be, and I just tried to line up these top backing plates with the very top of this, I guess, edge, and I think that ends up working out pretty well. I marked and drilled out one hole for the floor pan on the passenger side, then I did the same on the driver's side. Next, I put a single bolt in each side to keep things in place as I drilled the holes for the firewall. Since that last clip, I went ahead and drilled the remaining holes for the base plate that attaches to the floor pan. So that's all set and done. Up here, I did mess up at least on this side, and that's because this hole is very close to a bracket that's on the inside of the engine bay, and essentially I'm not going to be able to utilize this bolt at all because of that. I'm only going to be able to do these 3. That is something I knew when I read the write-up that Grassroots Motorsport did. They mentioned the same thing, but that's easy enough to deal with. And then to get these 2 bottom holes, I'm going to have to go ahead and remove the roll bar. Not a big deal though, because that's something I have to do anyways. I went ahead and mocked these seat back up, and I'm actually really digging the look. I mean, this thing's being turned into a race car little by little, and so it's starting to get some of the race car stuff. In terms of this video, all I wanted to do was just to test fit the roll bar, and I definitely feel like I did that, so I'm not going to do anything more, but there is additional work that's going to need to happen. So I'm going to have to pull the roll bar out, obviously, to paint it and or powder coat it. I'm going to have to clean up the holes that I drilled for the bolts, just, you know, hit them with paint, make sure they don't rust and whatnot. Then the backing plate for the firewall is going to have to get cut and modified, so this will likely have this like quarter of it cut out. Then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to end up getting some 6-point or 5-point harnesses. I haven't decided yet, but either way, I'm going to get rid of the street belts or the 3-point belt that you would use on the street and just put harnesses. Again, this is going dedicated track car, so that just makes the most sense. Anyways, there's a lot of work left to do on this car to get it ready, and that's not even the half of it. I've actually been teaching myself how to weld, so I can do some of the work on this car because I would like to cover up some of these holes, obviously, and then when I put the flares on, I actually want to weld it, as I think that's kind of the preferred method when you cut up the quarter panel. All that is going to be for another day, so thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.